Question 10. Electricity can be generated using different energy resources. A. Draw lines to link each way of producing electricity to a statement about an energy resource. So for energy resources we have nuclear, wind, hydroelectric and geothermal. For the statements we have uses energy from falling water, produces dangerous waste, uses energy from inside the earth, is unreliable and doesn't always work. Nuclear energy, the best statement that we can link it to is that it produces dangerous waste. The best statement to link with wind, since it does not use energy from falling water and it does not use energy from inside the earth, is the last one, that it is unreliable and doesn't always work because it depends on having the right amount of wind speed. For hydroelectric energy, the best statement would be uses energy from falling water. In fact, there is the word hydro. Anytime there is hydro, means there is a relation with water. And finally, geothermal. The only statement that is left is that it uses energy from inside the earth. Question B. Give one advantage and one disadvantage that a nuclear power station has compared with a coal power station. So even though the question is asking us for one advantage, I will be writing more than one, and you can choose only one. If you mention at least one of these, then you will be giving a correct answer. So as an advantage, nuclear provides large amounts of energy from much less raw material. As we had said, the amount of energy we get out of 1 kilogram of uranium is much larger than the amount of energy we get from 1 kilogram of coal or any other fossil fuel. Also, nuclear power stations do not produce any polluting gases. The only gas they produce is simply water vapor, and that is not much of a polluting gas. With regards to disadvantages, it produces very dangerous waste, like we said in the previous question. It is also extremely expensive to build the power station in the first place, because a lot of safety requirements are required to make sure that there are no problems that can lead to a fire or an explosion. Question C. Non-renewable resources are running out and more renewable energy needs to be used. Which two renewable energy sources would be the best to use in Malta? Give a reason for each answer. The best example of renewable energy sources we can use and we are already using is solar energy, since we have quite a lot of sun throughout the year, not only in summer. Biomass, since we have the warm climate required for the materials to break down. You might also mention wind. However, hydroelectric is impossible to have, tidal is impossible to have, geothermal is also impossible to have. Waves might generate a little amount, but it might not be enough for the whole country. Lastly, question D. It may be difficult to introduce more renewable energy to Malta. What difficulties might the government face in changing to renewable energy sources? Okay, so firstly, the main issue is always going to be cost, as the renewable sources of energy are generally more expensive than the fossil fuel systems we already have. Secondly, most renewable sources of energy require large plots of land that is rather limited on the Maltese Islands. When we discuss solar energy, for example, or wind energy, we always say that they need large areas of land to be used. And as we know, land in Malta is not something that we have in abundance, because the Maltese Islands are, as you know, rather small. And that concludes question 10.